It's Brennan. Today is the 22nd of May. Today will technically be our third zero in Harpers Ferry, West Virginia. Yesterday we went into Washington, D.C. thanks to another thru hiker. We were going to take the train into Washington, D.C., but we had an option to borrow a friend's Jeep that he's bringing with him on trail just because he has to in case of emergencies. So yesterday Washington DC was a lot of fun. We did not get to go into the Air and Space Museum because they require you to purchase tickets to do that. So yeah, did hit the art and fossil museum. I'm sure that's not the correct name for it, but that's what I saw. There's an outfitter here in Harpers Ferry. Yeah, I picked up a couple of things. First up, I picked up a 2-liter C-Knock bag. So my B-free filter will fit on top of this. I just decided that this was probably for the better because I just was tired of carrying 1-liter smart water bottles that I wasn't even using. This makes it easier to just fill it up and bring it back to wherever you're at, especially if you're in the rain and you're trying to do that in the rain. You just fill up the C-Knock bag and bring it back to, like, per se, a shelter or somewhere where you're not getting rained on. Next thing I got was I left my beloved Marmont tan raincoat in a hotel room in Lexington, Virginia, probably about almost a month ago, man. That was a while ago. Yeah, I picked up a better material Frog Tog rain jacket. So it feels more lightweight than my other one. As for how it does in the rain, I have no idea. I haven't used it yet in the rain. Got a more efficient headband. This thing feels like it picks up more moisture than my other one. My other one was just a bandana, so we're gonna try out this buff. I am planning on doing the 4-state challenge, and I'll go into that a little bit later. Never have tried one of these, but it's a 5-hour energy. I'm gonna try it out on the 4-state challenge. They say the max for these is 2 a day. So that I was gonna get like 2 or 3, but never took one before, so I'm only gonna try one of them. Obviously, they're bad for you, bro. So as far as the 4-state challenge, it's basically where you hike the trail and you're in 4 separate states in under 24 hours. There's more people than you would think that participate in this challenge that thru hike the AT. And the start point is at the last West Virginia border sign on trail. And the end point is going to be when you cross into Pennsylvania or Mason-Dixon line. So it's approximately 44 miles in under 24 hours. I've always wanted to do it even before we started the trail. Just kind of one of those things where, you say you're going to do it, and then so you just do it. That way you're not a liar. That being said, we did go ahead and pass the start line of the 4-state challenge. We camped at the campsite before getting into Harpers Ferry, which is where we're at now. That's where a lot of people start the 4-state challenge at. So I'm going to have to get shuttled back to the trailhead and then go two more miles back in and then probably camp at where we camped at the night before we got into Harpers Ferry. And then, I will probably be waking up really early, probably 4 or 5 a.m., and trying to get on trail as early as possible That way I won't be super late when I finish the 4-state challenge. It's got some flat portions to it. It's not all gonna be super flat, but it's really gonna be a roller coaster ride, I would say, looking at the topography. The only thing that I'm worried about with doing this challenge is really, obviously your feet. I've still got a couple 100 miles left on these topos as far as the tread goes, right? I've done about 850 miles in them so far. As far as the padding and the cushioning, though, of the actual insole of the shoe that it came with, you can just tell it's real wore down and not as cushiony. Probably why my feet are so fatigued at the end of each day, even though it's probably not a huge mile day. So what I'm going to be trying out is these super feet insoles, right? So it's never going to be the same as the cushioning that came with the shoe, but it'll probably be better than the cushioning right now. So it's even got a little rock guard on the bottom of it for Pennsylvania, just because Pennsylvania is pretty rocky, especially northern Pennsylvania. Yep, so I think I've already tried them on and slipped them into my shoe. Feels really good, honestly. It feels better than the insoles that, the shoe came with right now. So can't wait to try that out. Usually you have to take a pair of scissors to them and, trim them down to fit your shoe. I did not have to do that with these, thankfully, so I wouldn't know. With that being said, doing the 4-state challenge, you're going to want to get your pack as lightweight as possible. I've went through everything out of my pack, from clothes to my medicine bag. Even I'm going to have to do a bounce box of, my excess food, just because you're going to only want to carry about 1 day of food if you're doing this challenge. Just makes your pack a whole lot lighter, and it makes you doing it a whole lot easier. It's smarter too, so why would you not? I'm going to be sending a couple things back home to my parents that I just don't have a need for. Little Hyperlight, a bag for a bag. These Tommy John underwear, just not comfortable. It's your cheeks don't breathe. I'm going to be sending back this Jolly Gear sun shirt. I just have too much clothes and, not enough days of the week to wear it all. Going to be shipping back my American Eagles. This is free ball season. Basically, it's hot, dude, so... Sending back this was cool and all for the, pretty much the halfway where they take your picture, the ATC does post it. So, wanted to, it's going home, so, I'll wear it sometimes. I've got a little towel, napkins, and really a bowl cleaner. I used it as a washcloth, but just a piece of cloth that was knitted, and I just haven't used in a while, so even really the towel is the most weight. So gonna be shipping back this Hyperlight storage sack that came with my quilt. Thank you, Mother, for sending me this with my 40-degree quilt. I enjoyed carrying the extra weight for the amount of time that I did. And I'm going to be shipping back the hoodie that I got in the middle of the Shenandoahs. It was cotton, so when it rained and it got wet, it was twice as heavy. So just good to get a little bit of park merch while I was in the Shenandoahs. Another thing that I'm going to be shipping back is the 1 liter Be Free bag. I have now the Sea Knock bag and my other black edition of the Be Free water filter. So I just I've got over 1,000 miles with this filter. So that's what I was aiming for. So I'm gonna go ahead and use my other Be Free filter that I picked up back in, I believe, Dalesville at the outfitter there. That's going home. My work shades, I've got the aviators now. I haven't really used them, so just extra stuff. The gas exchange from one canister to another tool. Flip fuel, I think they call it. I just haven't used it since Fontana Village. I actually haven't fired up my stove a whole lot. Especially from the start of when we entered the Shenandoahs, there's been really no need to. We've been around town food really a whole lot, and that it's gonna be that way even up north, like going through New Jersey for sure. There's gonna be delis. So this was good for like going through some of the southern states like Georgia, North Carolina, Tennessee, but you get to a certain point where sometimes you just don't even need to fire up your canister. So as far as some of the food that I'm going to be bouncing ahead, there is a small town that we'll be hiking through probably around mile marker 1,120. So that's where I'm going to be mailing it to. Really 2 dinners. I was carrying 3 dinners there for a while, even through the Shenandoahs. I've got some beef taco filling. That's pretty good. You just put those in some tortillas or something with some sauce and you're good to go. The ramen noodles, notorious, with 2 packets of just hot buffalo chicken. I don't do tuna anymore, just straight chicken. Some caramel candies that I got from the Trail Magic box sent through my church, so I'll be sending that ahead. Probably about 4 or 5 packets of breakfast carnations. I really only need 1 or 2 for state challenge. And I'm also sending ahead some packets of oatmeal. Oatmeal is my go-to for breakfast, and I ate it for dinner once, and I think it's more of a breakfast food for me. I'm also going to be sending ahead some shampoo and conditioner in the little travel bottles, some Repel 100, as well as a thing of Mia flavor. So yeah, I'm going to be sending that ahead. Got a question from YouTube. What is the key to staying hydrated? And then liquid IV was thrown in there. Liquid IV is definitely the way to go. Staying hydrated on trail is basically, every time you reach a water source, even if you don't feel like you're thirsty, really you're gonna be thirsty either way. So you just camel up at the water source, and what that means is you drink about a liter or a bottle of water that you filter from that water source, and then you fill that bottle back up, and then you keep on hiking. Liquid IV is definitely the way to go. 1 a day, really. Don't do any more than 1 a day. That's really all you need is 1 a day. So just staying hydrated. Liquid IV has got a bunch of good stuff for you. I'm not going to name any nutrients or proteins. Not going to go into full detail about that, but it's really good if you're willing to pay the money to buy them. Okay, got a couple more questions. What are waysides? Basically, in the Shenandoahs, there's probably about 3 to 4 waysides. These are basically places that serve food Some of them you can go in and sit down. Some of them are just, grills inside of convenience stores. We took advantage of every single wayside that we came across in the Shenandoahs. Another question is, does your umbrella strap to your pack? Yes, I do have an umbrella. It's perfect for when it's like the rain is just sprinkling and there's no wind at all. It does strap to my pack. I did have a little clip for it. I lost that somewhere in Georgia early on, so now I'm using just neon gear ties that are pretty lightweight and work pretty well. The umbrella is all that I've used since I left my raincoat back in the hotel room in Lexington. So, as far as did you guys need to get a permit to thru hike the Shenandoah National Park? We did. 6 Foot is actually the one who purchased the permit for both of us. I think it was $24 total for both of us. So divide that by 2. It was $12 for each person. I believe he purchased it on their website. We enjoyed every wayside that we ate at in the Shenandoahs. I think out of all of them, our favorite was definitely the Big Meadows wayside. The service there was great, and we purchased a campground at that one, and that was a lot of fun. The only thing that wasn't fun was waking up and having to pack up everything in the rain real early. What do you guys eat besides beer, berries, and ice cream? Really just it really depends on if we're in town or on the trail. If we're on the trail, it's pretty much going to be anywhere from a dried meal to, per se, like a sub that you pick up at a grocery store and carry out. When we're in town, we do eat really bad, but your body can take that because of the amount of calories that you burn every day you're out on trail. I would say for lunch is probably the most, it's the worst. That's when you eat the worst things, like big iced honey buns and just a lot of processed foods that pack a lot of calories. It's a double plus if you're young and burning those calories each day, because you're really good. Just don't do it when you get home off the trail, that type of deal. This weekend, Memorial Weekend, is coming up. I would like to say I hope all of you guys have a great time with your families, spending time with family for Memorial Day weekend. Yeah, just a lot of respect for those guys who serve, protect, and sacrifice for this country, this great country that we live in today. When you cross into Pennsylvania. Interesting. So, I was like, what?
You listen to Miley Cyrus?
Yes, I do.
Oh, okay.
I have
I love her.
have a broad taste in music.
Yeah, you're very eclectic. Yeah, that's what I've noticed about you.
Yeah. Where was I, dude? Some more underwear. Free ball season. It's hot outside. This is changing SD cards. This one's full.